Now everybody dengar you cakap mami. Dash. Okay, hi everyone. So welcome to BIE 3006. So we have 3 more groups today. So it's group 4, 5, 6. So group 4, are you guys ready? Okay, group 4. Hi everyone, can you guys hear me?
Hi.
Are you here?
3 waiting for one more.
Oh, siapa one more?
Amira Alisha.
Amira Aisha. Group 5, are you guys here?
Amira tak masuk lagi.
You group 4 kan? AK group 4.
Yeah.
Kalau group 5, are you guys here? Group 5 pun belum cukup orang.
Belum. Ada yang belum masuk.
Group 6. Okay, I think Amira is here.
If Amira is here, then we can start.
All right.
Right here. Okay, right. I'm going to present the screen. Are you there, Amira? Amira?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Okay, you guys ready?
Yeah.
All right, you can start.
All right. Assalamualaikum and good afternoon to Dr. Zafira and my fellow friends. We are from Group 4. Before we start, let me introduce my group members. We have Puan Wei Chi, Chua Tian Wan, Aswin Kumar, and me, myself, Amira Alisha. So today, we will present our development proposal and financial appraisal. Next. Our company, Future Growth Advisors, and sebelum. Slide sebelum.
Tak ada.
Okay. For the particulars of title, lot number 6630, Mukim Kapar, Kelang, Selangor, with the title number grant 28514. The land area is around 13 acres. Tenure in perpetuity. The owner of the land is Tak Cheong Long, Sendirian Berhad. The category of land use is actually new, but from our survey, the current use of the land is agriculture with the farm estate on it. For the express condition and the restriction interest is also new. Next. So this is the plan of the land. As you can see, the land is in irregular shape. Next. Okay, for location of our proposed development is right next to Jalan Bukit Cerakah, which can directly bring you to Bandar Bukit Alam. And as you can see, there is a lot of green area around there. But opposite of the land, there's already have a lot of development, which we can see in the next slide. Okay, for location of our proposed development, for accessibility, the proposed site is located just 14 kilometers from Bandar Pucuk Alam. It has very good accessibility as it has Persiaran Muhtadari, which also known as Shah Alam Batu Arang Highway on its side, which connects Jalan Subang Batu 3 to Puncak Alam. The mid-section of this stretch will connect to Jalan Pait, which allows a shorter road to the town of Meru and Klang. It also has Jalan Bukit Cerakah on other side, which is Jalan Pait. So our proposed development is actually in front of Jalan Pait and Jalan Bukit Cerakah. The proposed site location 700 meter from City Umrah Enterprise and 1.5 kilometer from MTS Meru. The surroundings development of the proposed site is mostly residential, such as Taman Sebaya, Taman Desa, and Bukit Permata Jalan Rebong. And actually there is many more. Next. Let me introduce an overview of the development. This is our logo of our development. The proposed development logo embodies the cherry pattern that shows a new beginning for the life. The proposed development known as Cherrywood Residence with the slogan, "It's time to make your life better." So for the development concept of Cherrywood Residence is to be a home for everyone that love peaceful, freshness, safety, and environment to enjoy the nature and happiness while living and feels home. The proposed development is to boast a harmonious interaction of greenery and style that seamlessly weave to create exquisite living spaces that reflect form and functionality. Next. So this is the master plan for our proposed development. This on the front side of Bukit Chaka, there is where we can go and in. We can go out and in from Bukit Chaka, which is in front of the road is actually Cherrywood Commerce Avenue, which is the 10th lot shop lot, the blue color. Then for the amenities and infrastructure, there will be also sewage treatment plant, water tank, security guard house, community hall, and surau. There is also open space such as Pavilion Garden, which is just like a roundabout over there, and Cherrywood Park in front of the guard house. And for residential, we're gonna have 60 Kasiana, that is double-story terrace house, 40 Kasuarina, triple-story terrace house, and lastly we will have Lily and Lavender, which is a Rumah Selangorku type B and type C down there. So that's all from me. I will pass to Chua to continue the presentation. Thank you.
Okay, so I'll be talking about the mode of development first, starting. Next slide. Yeah, next. Okay, so first of all, regarding the SWOT analysis, whereby we are going to talk about the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats for this development. Okay, regarding strengths, our project is considered in a peaceful surrounding with a strategic location and minimal traffic congestion, right? Whereby we are located at Kapar, right, Frank? Though the weakness is also location as well, because it's considered new development in Kapar and there's lack of public transport since this is Kapar. Yeah, so it's both a strength and weakness. Okay, next, of course, the opportunities in the development here is the demand on the landed properties, whereby later you have the market study for this, right? You can see the huge opportunities here. And our site is surrounded by green areas where it is very enjoyable for people to stay over. So the only threats that we have is the presence of competitor nearby. Okay, this is regarding the SWOT basically. Okay, next. Okay, next is about the planning considerations and requirements. All right, next. Okay, so we can look on the key factors that is listed in the table and the description regarding the limit and requirement on the project versus the project's actual number. So as we can see, we followed all the guidelines throughout, all right, including the max density per acre, okay, open space requirement, Rumah Selangorku quota, Bumi Putra quota, Bumi Putra discount, or we obliged with the minimum requirement. All right. So yeah, we are all within the consideration and requirement. Fulfill all these things. Okay. So next about the marketing strategy. Next. Okay. Marketing strategy is one of the important thing to really market your things to get the real money out there, generate revenue. So our target market is very specific, whereby we only target Malaysian residents, since our price is not more than 1 million, right? And the age of our target buyers would be 20s to 40s. And still in Malaysia is a mix of buyers from different races. Okay. And our target buyers punya household income ni roughly 5 to 11K, right? 11K for normal housing units. Okay. And of course, our target groups are young married couples, fresh one, and also small families like 3, 4, or 5 people. Yeah, up to 6 to 7. Depends on the type that they took it, whether 2 or 3 stories. Okay, next. Okay, regarding our marketing mix, we have 4 Ps. Okay, the first one is the product type, whereby we have double stories, triple stories, our main product here, and also commercial shop lots. Okay, whereby the place is located in Kapar. Right. Regarding the strength just now, Okay, our site is actually quite close to Setia Alam and also Bandar Klang, which are both established township, considered mature lah. Everything you have is there, right, including public transport. Okay, of course, next is our promotion part. All right, we have ultra discount and early bird discount, both applicable to our units here, right? Depends on selected units lah. Okay, last P is the price whereby the landed houses are priced from 200 ringgit per square feet, which is very attractive. Right, if you're looking for landed houses in Klang Valley, right, and our commercial units are priced at from 275 ringgit per square feet, also very competitive compared, to those that within Klang or Setia Alam, which are established township lah. Yeah. Okay, next. Okay, so how we do it, all right? We do it mainly through three methods, three ways. The first one is, of course, the conventional marketing way, whereby we do the stage is pre-launching event, right? And then we launch it officially, stage, and also the post-launching. So basically, it's divided into three stages. And through communication, we have PR program, right? Through press statement by to the medias, and feature stories in websites, portals, and of course media events. And lastly, what we did through the advertising is through this conventional method. Of course, we add in the most efficient way nowadays through social media, right? You have all those platforms, Facebook, even Property Guru. Yeah. So all these things we do it, accordingly lah. Okay. So I think that's all for my part, and I'll pass next to Paul. Yeah.
Thank you, Cha, for explaining about the marketing strategies. So I will be explaining about the market studies. So next slide. So this is the demographic in Selangor, which you can see that there's around 72% of the residents in Selangor are under the age of from 15 to 64, which marks that these ages of people are still affordable to buy properties, as they are still afford to pay the bank loan from. This statistic is from Department of Statistics Conversion in 2020. Next. So the property market review. As you can see that residential market has the volume of 190,000 plus of transaction and worth of 65.87 billion reported in 2020. And then it is an increment of 8.6% in volume and 9% in value compared to 2019. As you know that there's an outbreak of COVID-19 in 2020, so that the volume and the value is decreased compared with 2019. But then there's still 47,000 of new launching units released in 2020 in Selangor. The Malaysia House Price Index is 199.3 in 2020 with a growth of 0.6% compared to 2016. Okay, so for commercial market, there's around 20,000 with a value of 19.53 billion transacted in 2020 in commercial market. But then it is also a 21% of reduce in volume and 32% value drop compared to 2019 as the factor same is the COVID-19 pandemic. But then the stock price is still remain relatively steady in 2020 compared to 2019. Okay, next. So the demand and supply analysis. The stock supply in existing supply is 5.85 million in 2020, as long as the incoming is reported for 2020 is 434,000 units. The planning supply is around 430 units with the volume of transacted is around 300,000. Okay, next. So the competitors in our development there are three competitors, which name Taman Meru Ria, Taman Meru Damai, and then Taman Meru. Okay, so Taman Meru Damai 2. Sorry. So the built-up area is quite different from our development, which Taman Meru Ria and Taman Meru Damai has the most variety different, because they are from 1,550 square feet to 4,000 square feet. But Taman Meru Damai is around 1,000 square feet to 4,000 square feet. Taman Meru Damai has only one type of property in one type of built-up area is 1,079 790 square feet. Sorry. So the price range is around the same, which marks from 300K to 500K in the car park. The analysis is around 130 ringgit to 300 ringgit. So next, I'll pass to my group mates.
Thank you, Paul, for the explanation for the market review. So I'll be proceeding to explain about summary of the residual method calculation. So I would like to draw your attention to the land market value after PV for 4 years at 7.5%, which is 11.2 million, 20% increment upon the development being completed in comparison with no development at all at the particular land. So as the summary for cash flow, we can see here the highest cost being churned out by the developer will be on the first year, when with the highest revenue being brought in is on year 2. The plan for the development is to sell off 60% of the units by year 1 and the balance 40% of the units in year 2, with the progressive payment coming in. So we are expecting 35% of the progressive payment of the 60 units to come in the first year, and the balance of those units and including the rest of the 40% of the units in year 2, and with a contingency plan of the balance of 5 or maximum up to 5% of the units not being sold in the first 2 years. So will be sold. We will try our best to sell it in year 3 and year 4. So this is a summary of the feasibility study. The IR for the project is 36.49% with a benefit for cost ratio with 1.27. And as you can see here, we are breaking the even point just right before the 3rd year. And with that, we would like to conclude our presentation.
Oh, thank you. Itu je? Okay. So before I start, I'm gonna open up the Q&A session to the class. Anyone has any questions for this group? Ada soalan? Adiba ada soalan? Adiba, you here? Adiba hilang dah. Afiq Daniel, do you have any question?
So far, no.
So far, no. Kayun, do you have any questions?
No juga.
No juga. Oh, tak cukup present ke ni? Tak ada soalan ni. Ikhwan ada soalan tak Ikhwan? Ikhwan? Are you there Ikhwan? Ikhwan tak ada. Sokling, do you have any question?
Doctor, no.
No? Oh, today no question. Lavinia, do you have any questions? Lavinia?
Can't think of any.
Okay. Wah, semua ada soalan lah. Is it because it's too brief? I was in the presentation and habis dah. Okay. So, MK, do you have any question?
No.
No question? Okay. Wah, group ni tak ada soalan lah dari kelas. Okay, so I think there's a few things that before I proceed in this group, I nak remind yesterday in group 2, I think Ikhwan said Setia Timor is in Klang, but it's not, okay? Setia Timor and Setia Alam is in Shah Alam, okay? So, forgot to correct that one. However, Setia Alam is under MBSA, but the Mukim is not Bandar Shah Alam, it's actually Mukim Bandar Bukit Diraja. So there's a lot of confusion on Setia Alam lah, so dia macam dua alam sikit. So anyways, thank you for the presentation, this group. You have chosen the format like one of the groups yesterday, or a few groups yesterday, that you started with what is the proposed development first until going through what are the markets, etc. Due to that, I actually forgot already what was the proposed development. So let me think about it again. It's Cherry Wood, right? It's time to live a better life. I think that was the slogan. So what is the requirement to build the commercial lot for your land? You have a commercial lot, right? Because you're building a residential zone. and yet you have some shop lots. So what is the requirement under planning guidelines? Like how many shops with how many houses? What is the requirement?
The planning requirement for shop lot. Yeah.
Tu set lu YK.
Yeah, we can still see your WhatsApp.
Oh shit. Yeah. I gotta go to the toilet for a while, can I?
Tak apa, we didn't read. I don't know about you guys. Okay, semua orang jangan baca WhatsApp. Okay.
Right,
So anyways, what is the requirement? Because your land is residential land and yet you are the commercial lot. So why is there a commercial lot in your proposed development?
The requirement is we need to have 1 unit of commercial unit, alright, per 60 units of residential unit that we actually develop. So to provide commercial needs for the residents in our development.
Okay, good. So it's 1 commercial lot equals to 60 houses, is it?
Yep, correct.
Units, right? So how many residential units do you have?
130 units.
130 units equals to how many minimum of commercial lots you should have?
Two.
Huh? 2?
And then
Huh? Satu
60 units.
unit commercial equals to 60 unit of housing. You have 100, berapa tadi? 100?
20.
130. So
Yeah.
berapa commercial lots do you have to build with your 130
Minimum is
units?
2 to 3.
Minimum is 2 to 3. Oh, yelah, betul lah 2. So
Yeah,
how
we did
many
4.
do you have?
Yeah.
4.
And-
Okay. Alright. Ya ke 4? Macam banyak je. Kan? Tengok sikit. Mana presentation dah hilang?
Sekejap, kantilkan diri sekejap.
Oh. Okay, you present yang presentation je. Tahu okay, jangan present you
Oh
punya WhatsApp.
yeah.
Okay. Betul lah tadi tu. Tadi was the presentation. Okay. Tengok balik ni. So how many? 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you ada 10. So you ada 10 lah kan? 10 units of commercial. 10 unit. Okay. So it's more than the minimum required. Okay. Tadi Amira cakap pasal MTS Meru. MTS tu apa?
It's a private.
oh dia Mahat Tafiz.
Oh, Mahat Tafiz. Okay. When you cakap MTS Meru, Mahat ni dia bukan landmark tau. So orang akan confuse. Okay. So make sure that if it's Mahat, then you write Mahat lah. Jangan write MTS. Because it might confuse others as well. Okay. Satu lagi. In your competitor analysis, I first time lah dengar terrace house MID. You dapat dari mana terrace house MID ni?
Dia tak letak koma tu.
Ada
Oh,
terrace
ada
house
koma.
and SMED. Yeah.
Tengok dia jadi terrace house MID. Oh, banyak tak masuk ni? Oh, okay. In your SWOT, how would you define a peaceful surrounding?
In comparison to a bustling city, you wouldn't be hearing cars and whatnot. It would be rather quiet.
In
Like staying in eco world lah. Like staying in eco world lah. You masuk saja tak ada nampak ada noise dia kan. That's why kita pun sama konsep lah. But at a much affordable price.
Okay. So you pakai konsep eco world lah ni. Tengok balik you punya apa tu layout plan ni. So where is the access road?
Here.
Here.
Masuk ke kedai.
So that day and straight to the residential areas.
So you do 3 story. Ni semua terrace house kan?
Yes.
Yes.
For your RSKU, type C and type B, is terrace houses as well?
Yep.
I think you did not present the price point except for it's in per square feet.
Yeah.
So how much is it for one double story terrace house?
Let me present that. I'll be presenting that just a moment. Yeah. So yeah, this will be the price point.
Oh, okay. Oh, ada nama. Kasiana, Kasuarina, Lily, Lavender. Okay. Tapi you nama cherry wood, tapi ni nama bunga. Kenapa?
See, no see.
Cherry wood for whole.
Apa dia?
The whole is a cherry wood.
Ah,
Yeah, but,
but
these are the smaller parts.
Yeah, but the smaller part is the name of flowers. Cherry wood is a flower.
The theme is C.
The theme is
C.
C, like the letter C.
Yeah.
Tapi ada lily and lavender.
Yang tu sebab dia terjauh. Dia cherry wood.
Apa lagi?
buang
Nak goreng ni. Jangan risau. This is the safe space that you have to whatever mistakes that you might have done, then we can betulkan sama-sama.
Okay.
Okay. Kenapa you PV 4 tahun? Luna is here. Why did you PV 4 years? Sorry, Luna.
Considering COVID-19 and whatnot, just expecting for the worst while expecting for the best. So 4 years seems like a good point in the middle.
But then, as per yesterday's conversation, you can only get maximum of 3 years of planning permission.
Yeah.
So if you were to do 4 years in this and you won't have that 1 year extra, so what will be the implication?
So construction will be finished in 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah. So in the first, second, by third year, construction is already finished. It's just the selling of the property within the 4th year.
Okay. Then back to kenapa PVU 4 years?
Because the whole development is over when you sell off everything.
Really? It's not until the development is finished?
Okay, then that might be a mistake then.
I don't know. Bukan ke? Mana League One? What is your take on this? Mana League One? League One dah hilang. New League One? League One tak ada hari ni. Oh, Minyao ada Minyao. Minyao. Ada, Minyao. What is your take on this?
On
when you calculate for your PV for development you beli buat residual, your PV for how many years reflect on apa? Is it on the development is completed or until you finish off everything?
My construction period and the launch of sale is the sales completed is expected to happen in the same year, so 3 years for me.
Oh, yeah. So basically, okay, let's go back to principle. Okay, thanks, Minyao. So let's go back to the principle of this residual method. Your PV years, the PV that you have to do for how many years is actually reflected on what? Is it the completion of the development or is it until you finish selling off everything?
Finish selling off, I guess.
You sure? What if it takes you about 100 years to finish it off? Because you don't know what the market is like. Kan? So the residual method, your PV years tu is actually your completion of the development. Kan? Ini valuation kan? Betul kan? Lavinia, betul tak? Kita berbincang, jangan risau.
I think so.
Right. Jangan. The concept of residual method is that you PV years of your completed development. So in the case of Minyao, group dia, the 2 + 1 year is what she is forecasting that they're going to finish selling. Okay. But when it comes to residual method, if you use that lah to calculate, your PV has to be until it's completed. So that's why you'll get many different figures. Macam your IRR is 36%, right? So 36% is considerably in a good market. But now in this pandemic and all the market condition right now, is it in the more optimistic side or is it in the more of a pessimistic side? based on your IRR.
Can you repeat that again, Doctor?
Okay, your IRR, okay, your internal rate of return is 36%, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah.
So do you think with the current pandemic and the current market condition, that is on the optimistic side or is it on the pessimistic side? So optimistic, most probably?
It on the fence, but leaning towards optimistic.
Leaning towards optimistic.
It's not all the way at the end of the spectrum of optimistic.
Okay, because your market study, the one that you have presented, which is I think Puah can present. He keeps on mentioning that this is the demography that can pay off the loan. Okay, which I think maybe adakah you nervous, Puah, when you were presenting? Because I don't think that was what he meant. When you have the apa tu? When you have the demographic, it just shows that that is the opportunity that is in the market. Like this is the age. Sekejap. Okay, sorry. Sebab my husband is around, saya tanya dia pasal residual method tadi. So yes, PV tu is years of completed development. Okay. Kembali tadi, sorry. Okay. So it means that the market tu is the opportunity orang nak beli rumah, okay? Rather than to say, oh, ni confirm boleh bayar loan. Because, you know, again, the market does not really reflect that at the moment. The market sekarang is a downturn. Kan Chua, what is the market like now? In terms of housing?
Consider sales actually still running. The only downside is the loan approval rate, which is declining actually. Because based on my experience right now, sales still going on quite good actually, but the loan conversion rate is pretty little, whereby it's hard to get loan actually.
Okay. So
that's why we can put this IRR, 38%. Yeah.
I see. Okay. So market is okay, but bank. Okay, ni yang Liguan cakap bank lah punya salah ni kan. Mana Liguan tiba-tiba tak ada. Tiba-tiba dia keluar kat chat. Should we do, okay. Alright, so I think I don't have any more questions. I just think your presentation was just too brief that I couldn't grasp what you're trying to do. But since your land is in Kapar and you sort of had it, you got it right in terms of the location itself, which is good. And the proposed development would work like places in Kapar. And since it's near to Taman Meru and they have many developments around currently, and the price point seems like an affordable range with the target markets that you presented just now. So yeah, I think I'm okay with it. So thank you, group 4. Well done. So thank you, everyone. So group 5, thank you. So group 5, are you guys ready? Dalam group ni ada Faz, Afiq, Faikmal and
Alia.
Fawaz, Alia. Oh, 5 orang ya group ni.
Ya, betul.
Alright.
Sorry, doktor dengar tak suara saya?
Dengar tapi tak nampak pun you.
Oh, okay.
Faz kan? Ha? I think sebab cahaya kot Faz. So you kat belakang cahaya. So we cannot see you. Nur hilang. Nur dia di belakang lah Faikmal. Nur dia di belakang. Alright, so you guys can share your screen. And then whenever you're ready, you can start, okay?
Okay, can you guys see my slide?
Can? Slide down kan? Betul.
Yeah.
Okay.
Assalamualaikum and a very good evening to Dr. Surveyor Zafira Sadat. We are from Afaf Consultants Sdn Bhd. My name is Muhammad Afiq Daniel and together with my team members, Muhammad Faikmal, Muhammad Fawaz, Nur Fazlana and Nurul Alia, we are going to present our development proposal and financial appraisal reports of our property development projects. Next. So we have been appointed by Azman Estates Berhad to prepare a development proposal and financial appraisal reports on lot 15012, 15013, 15014 and 15015 Kampung Bukit Cerakah, Mukim Bukit Raja, District of Petaling, State of Selangor. Next. So this is the particular of title of our proposed sites. All of the proposed sites are located at Persiaran Moktadahari, Mukim Bukit Raja, Daerah Petaling. And all proposed sites have tenure of 99 years lease with the unexpired term 82 years. Proposed Site 1 and Site 4 share the same land area, which is 1.436 hectares, while proposed Site 2 and 3 have the same land area, 1.439 hectares. The category of land use for all sites are agriculture, and the express condition is agricultural land for all proposed sites. For registered owner, only Site 2 have different owner, which is Abu Sujak bin Mahmud. Next. So this is the site plan of our proposed site. The total land size is 5.751 hectares. Next. Our proposed site is made up of 4 contiguous lots, which is identified as lot 15012, lot 15013, lot 15014, and lot 15015, Mukim Bukit Raja, District of Petaling, State of Selangor. Next. The lots are rectangular in shape and the physical state of the site are flat and undulating, and they are surrounded with tall trees, shrubs, and grasses. And according to the inquiries of at Planning Department, Shah Alam City Council, MBSA, they have revealed that the current land use of the subject site is zoned as residential zone. Next. So this is the site view of our proposed sites. Next. And this is the location plan of our proposed sites. Next. For surrounding plan, as we can see, our site is located near to SMA Nurul Iman, Bukit Cerakah, which only 4 km northwest from proposed sites. We also have Camp Wawasan Meru, which is located 1.2 km west from proposed sites. And the next one is Tasik Subang Dam and Elmina Rainforest Knowledge Center, where Tasik Subang Dam is located 400 meter northeast, while Elmina Rainforest is located 4 km northeast from the proposed sites. Next. For the accessibility, our proposed site is accessible via Persiaran Moktadahari or known as Shah Alam Batu Arang Highway, which connect to Puncak Alam, Shah Alam, and Petaling Jaya. Next, I will pass the presentation to Alia.
Okay, thank you, Afiq. So I will continue with the presentation to market study. The purpose of market study is to provide more precise picture of future development and also to enable us to know more about the product performance and current market trend. Okay, next. First, we look at the GDP. Yeah. Okay. GDP, okay, overall Malaysia GDP increased steadily from 2017 until 2019, despite some fluctuation during the period prior to COVID-19 pandemic situation in March 2020. Our country experienced negative GDP growth, which was negative 17.1%, negative 17.1 in quarter 2 2020, but there is improvement in quarter 3 2020. Next. This is the base lending rate for few banks in Malaysia. Next. So we go for the total population and annual population growth rate from 2016 until 2020. Malaysian growth rate has decreasing per year, and there is a sharp drop in 2019, and the rate remained constant from 2000 to 2020, which is at 0.4, with an annual rate of 0.4%. The total population in 2020 is at 32.7 million, up from 32.5 million from 2019. So overall, the population in Malaysia is increasing in 2020, even though the rate remain constant from the previous year. Next. That's the percentage distribution of income group in Petaling district in 2020. The income group is a segment of population which income falls within specific range, which is low, middle, and high income group. For proposed development, we believe we are supplying well for all three income groups, and further explanation will be explained by my groupmate. So next, as we go for property market analysis, we can see that in the slide, the figure shows the property transaction in 2020. Residential unit took 191,354 units of residential in 2020. Next. So this is the supply analysis for our proposed development. We can see that supply of residential unit by type in Selangor and specifically in Petaling district in 2020. We can see that 2 to 3 story terrace house has the most demand, highest number of residential unit in Selangor, and then followed by apartment. Next. So we are proposing development of semi-detached house. Let's look at the price of semi-detached house in Selangor. Next. Semi-detached house in price in Selangor remains above 1 million for every year, every quarter, except for Q4 2019. This is because of deflation situation in Malaysia during that time. Overall, housing semi-detached house price is above 1 million. Next. Next, we look at the Malaysia residential overhang status. The number of overhang unit in Malaysia has been increasing uniformly from 2016 to 2018. However, in 2019, there is a good trend that the number of overhang unit decreased in 2020. The decrease in overhang number of unit is due to the interference of government in reducing overhang unit in market. Johor has the highest number of overhang unit, followed by Selangor and then Perak. Okay, high-rise units are the type of residential unit that has most number of overhang has the most number of overhang unit. Next, followed by terrace house, and then other types of residential house. Next. So what is the semi-detached house? First is because the high housing demand in Selangor is high. Housing demand in Selangor is high, which fall on the second place after Kuala Lumpur. This is because there are more people from the other state who choose to work in Petaling. Next, second one is the terrace house overhang status. Based on the residential overhang status, terrace house has the most number, which is mean there is an oversupply ongoing. So if we proceed with develop terrace house, it will be the oversupply number will be increasing. Next is the existing competitor. This analysis is done to investigate type of product in current market and how much is the selling price of the products. So our competitors is first Eco Ardens, second Cahaya SPK, third Subang Impian. Next. Okay, our Eco Ardens is developed by Eco World Malaysia and Kaskara. Cahaya SPK by SPK Homes, Subang Impian by ZK Development. From the existing competitor analysis, it shows that the range of selling price per square feet for semi-detached house in Petaling ranges from RM246 to RM542. So that's all from me. Passing the presentation to Muhammad Fawaz.
Okay, thank you, Alia. Now I'll continue on the planning consideration and requirements. Next. As you can see, according to local plan of Shah Alam City Council 2020, our subject property is located under a residential zoning. Next. To be specific, our land is located in section U15, which is under the PPK 1.4. The primary land use zoning is residential, and according to the local plan, land that is located under residential zoning is in BPK 1.4 are allowed to develop a housing development with low and medium density housing. In case of our land, we want to develop a medium density housing, which the allowable units of houses must not be more than 10 units per acre. The local plan also states that any development proposal of Rumah Selangorku shall be in accordance with Rumah Selangor policy as prescribed by the state authority from time to time. Next. Our proposed land is also allowed to include a commercial area in it, such as retail business or food center. However, any of those development shall comply with the following, which we must consider the type of business activity for local needs and the neighborhood units. It also requires a minimum of one unit of shop for every 60 units of houses. Okay, next. Okay, this is the land development stage. It involves 3 stages, which are pre-development stage, development stage, and post-development stage. The acquisition of land, the application for land matters such as amalgamation, subdivision, conversion of land use, and the application for developer's license are all included in the pre-development stage. In development stage, it includes the construction work and interim inspection. Finally, the post-development stage includes the final inspection, the issuance of certificate of completion and compliance (CCC) Form G, and then the development is said to be completed, and the transfer of the ownership is handled by sale or lease. So that's all from me. I'll pass to the next presentation to Fasliana.
Okay, thank you, Fawaz. Now I will present about SWOT analysis for our proposed development. Next. So first one, strength of our development is developers can develop to the highest and best use on a medium-sized plot of land. Next, provide medium cost and high cost housing option. And there are plenty of open areas for recreational. The weakness of our development is the development is located far from the city center, which the closest city center is Shah Alam, about 25 kilometers. Next is semi-detached house is only for consumer of a middle and high salary. But the opportunity of our development, Rumah Selangorku and landed house are in high demand, and the development's concept is luxury and nature, which encourage home buyers. And the traits of our development is difficult to find buyers because of the location and the presence of competitor as I have presented before. Next. Next is about our proposed development. The name of our proposed development is Ola Residence. Ola means hello in Portuguese, hence Ola Residence is a living concept that provides the warmth and bring out the home for everyone to live in. Besides, our development slogan is urban green living concept, which provides conducive and eco-friendly environment with the greenery area along the housing development. Next. Our development's main theme is to blend of communication, culture, and calm. This is because residents can benefit from a wide range of amenities, including convenient luxury lifestyles and retail convenience. We encourage cooperative life at all our residents by encouraging people to engage with one and another. Next. Next is about development components. Okay, first one is the venti. The venti consists of 30 units of double-story semi-detached house. The built-up area of the venti are 3,700 square feet, and it is fully furnished with bathroom and kitchen attached. Next. Next is the grande, consists of 50 units of double-story semi-detached house. which is same with the Venti, but the Grande are smaller in size than the Venti. The build-up area for the Grande is 3,500 square feet and 3,000 square feet for corner and intermediate lot respectively. Next is the Frisia. The Frisia, which is Rumah Selangorku apartments, there will be 3 types of houses and 2 blocks of Rumah Selangorku, RS1 and RS2. And there are 3 types of houses, which is type A, type B, and type C, and each type consists of 10 units of houses. Next, as stated in the requirement, there will be 10 units of single-story retail shop, and we name it the Shopee Shop Lot. This commercial shop lot will be built at the Rumah Selangorku area, but it serves the entire Ola residence community. Next, there are some facilities provided in Ola residence and mostly concentrate in the Green Park. The Green Park is at the area of the Venti and the Grande. The Green Park will feature a multicolored flower zone with a seating enclosure, a jogging track, a lake, smoking area, multi-purpose court, and outdoor gym and a playground. This is to inspire all tenants to stay in shape by taking advantage of all the available amenities. In the category of the Frisia apartment, a mini playground and a futsal court will be developed at the area. Next, I will present about the distribution of development components. This is the allocation of open space, residential, commercial, and infrastructure. As we can see, we allocate 1.421 acres for open space, 5.689 acres for residential, 0.275 acres for commercial, and 4.082 acres for infrastructure. And the total of our area is 14.21103 acres. Next. Next is the composition of development components. This is the composition for residential as in the slide. The size for the Venti is 40 times 70. The Grande have 2 layout. Intermediate size is 35 times 70 and corner lot size is 38 times 70. And Rumah Selangorku have 3 layout, which is type A, type B, and type C. Next slide. This is the commercial distribution, which the requirement is minimum 1 shop for 60 unit of houses, and the total shop that we develop are 10 unit single story retail shop. Next, let's take a look at the layout plan. Okay, at the west side of the site is allocated for the Frisia Rumah Selangorku, consists of 2 blocks, RS1 and RS2, as you can see at the pink box. Also 10 shop lot in front of the RS1, as you can see the dark blue. There is also multi-story car park building between RS1 and RS2. TNB, STP, road and open space are some of the types of amenity in the construction site that benefit the Frisia, the Grande and the Venti residents. In the other hand, residential properties and green space are planned for the sites, consisting of semi-detached houses. As we can see, orange color are for the Grande and purple color are for the Venti. There is also facility area, which is the Green Park, which is in the middle, green space with rectangular shape, and left side, which include a lake. Next, this chocolate color is a guardhouse. Next, Afiq will continue our presentation.
Thank you, Farzana. Now we'll explain about the comparison method. Next. For comparable plan, as you can see that all of our comparable plan are located at the northwest from our subject property. Our comparable one is located at this Kampung Bukit Cerakah Jaya, Bukit Raja. Comparable 2 is also located at the Kampung Bukit Cerakah Jaya, and comparable 3 is located at Bukit Cerakah. Next. Based on the market analysis from JPPH, the approximate annual growth for Bukit Raja area is 5%, which adapted to the total transacted price. So 10% adjustment was made on comparable 1 because the transacted date was 2 years ago. However, comparable 2 has 30% adjustment because it was transacted 6 years ago, while comparable 3 was only adjusted 5% because the land was recently transacted a year ago. The reason why comparable 2 is chosen even the date is 2015 is because it is the best comparable among the others. The adjustment made based on location is with the basis of 5% adjustment for every 5 km from subject property. So for the location, Kampung Bukit Cerakah Jaya is 4.1 km away from Bukit Cerakah. So that makes comparable 1 and 2 adjusted 10% respectively. However, Bukit Cerakah is located 16.3 km away from subject property. So the comparable 3 was adjusted up to 20%. All comparable and subject property have the same zoning, which is residential, so no adjustment was made. The adjustment based on land use is made to comparable 2 and 3 by -5%. This is because they are categorized as building, while subject property and comparable 1 are categorized as agriculture. There is adjustment because quick rent for building is higher than agriculture. Hence, -5% has to be deducted for comparable 2 and comparable 3. The tenure of all comparable properties and subject property is leasehold for 99 years with 82 years unexpired term, except for comparable 2, which has 85 years unexpired term. So we assume that no adjustment was made on comparable 2. As for the adjustment of land area, as inquired per inquiry to JPPH officer, there is 5% adjustment in increase of every 15,000 square feet. Hence, there was adjustment of 5% made in comparable 1, comparable 2, and comparable 3. Therefore, comparable 1 is chosen as the best comparable because it has the least adjustment. Next. For total land value, we multiply every lot with the adjusted value of comparable 1, which is 42.39 ringgit per square feet. So the total land value that we got is 26,241,000. Next, I will pass the presentation to Pak Ikmal.
Okay, thank you, Afiq. Okay, thank you, Afiq. Next, I will continue with the residual method. Okay, as you can see, this is the summary of the residual method for the gross development value or net revenue. For this development is 150,862,600. Then we deduct with the gross development cost. In the gross development cost, which comprises of statutory contributions and fee, which 1,441,255. Building construction cost 76,226,800. Infrastructure cost 81,640. Landscaping cost 74,430. Professional consultant fees 3,342,562. Finance expenses 4,273,273 ringgit. Other expenses 7,630,844 ringgit. Post development expenses 4,525,878 ringgit. And lastly is developers profit, which are 22,626,390 ringgit, and for the total gross development cost is RM 120,226,072 ringgit. To come up with the residual land value is net revenue less deduct with gross development cost, which get 30,636 ringgit 528. Then we PV it for 2 years. Then come out with land market value for 26,759,130. Okay, next we go to the feasibility study. As you can see here, for the cash inflow, for the net revenue for year 1 is 109,790 ringgit. For year 2, 115,795,221 ringgit. For year 3 is 3,851,055 ringgit. For year 4 is 3,851,055 ringgit. So the total cash inflow for the year 1, 2, 3 and 4 is 156,607,120 ringgit. Next, we go to the cash outflow. As you can see, in the cash outflow have land expenses, which 26,988,607 ringgit. From the land expenses, we use for the lump tone, which is 70% from land expenses and plus 5.8% interest rate, which the total term loan is 2,172,841 ringgit. Then we have building construction costs and infrastructure costs that we used to get the bridging loan, which is 40% from those two, plus 7% interest rate, and the total bridging loan is 4,273 ringgit 273 cents. And as you can see here in the slide, you can get the total cash outflow is 121,424 ringgit 604. Next, as you can see, the last for the feasibility study is the WACC weighted average cost of capital for this development is 6.2%. Rate on sale, return on sales is 19%. Return on cost 23%. Net present value for this development is 24,946,580 ringgit. Internal rate of return for this development is 27%. Discounted payback period 1.69 years, as you can see in the break-even point chart here. And the benefit cost of ratio is 5.96%. And because of our development has the BCR of 5.96, which indicate that the project estimated benefit significantly outweigh its cost. Moreover, it could expect 5.96 ringgit in benefit for each 1 ringgit of cost. Okay, now we go to the marketing strategy marketing and disposal. Okay, first we look at the market positioning. We propose that the project to be a quality semi-detached houses at an affordable price among middle income and high income at Rumah Selangorku for low income of Petaling district. Next, our target market for this development obviously is for Malaysian and also for the foreigner, also for the middle-aged married couple with children, also for the people looking for retirement home, and mainly a mix of buyers from different races, also the government servant or private sector employee in Kuala Lumpur and Selangor, with mainly household income 6,000 and above, and also for those who like a modern lifestyle concept. Okay, as you can see here at the marketing mix, we have comprises of 4 things, which is product, place, price, and promotion. As you can see, our product is D Grande, D20, Rumah Selangorku Block 1 and 2, and D Shopee, which is D Shopee is for shop lot. For the place, our location for the proposed development is in Kampung Bukit Cerakah, section U15 Shah Alam. And also for the promotion, we use bantings and billboards put all over section U1 to section U20 Shah Alam, section U15, U14 and U16. Also the signage put along at Jalan Bukit Cerakah. So for the price, different price for different residential units, making the residential units affordable to the target market, and accomplish this through an extensive market research on both the general and localized industrial market. Okay, for the promotion, we have Bumi Putra discount at 5%, 10% deposit, underwrite insurance scheme by Alliance Insurance, and also we provide a free legal fee. Next, we go to the marketing plan. Under the marketing plan, we have 3 programs, which comprises of marketing program, communication program, and advertising program. Under the marketing program, we have priority registering exercise, pre-launching event, official launch stage, and post-launch. For the communication program, we have public relation program, press statement, feature stories on the project, and media event. And lastly is for the advertising program, we use through newspaper, brochures, bunting, signage, billboard, poster. Also, we use social media advertisement, and lastly, we use real estate websites. Next, we look at the marketing disposal. As our development is take only about 2 years. For the pre-construction, it will begin at year 1, quarter 1, and then the construction will begin at year 1, quarter 2, and end at year 2, quarter 3. For the infrastructure, will begin at year 1, quarter 4, and end at year 2, quarter 3. And lastly, for the landscaping, it will start at year 2, quarter 2, and end at year 2, quarter 4. That's all from our group. Thank you.
Thank you, Group 5. Well done. I think it's quite a comprehensive presentation. So thank you for your presentation. So I'm going to open the Q&A to the classroom first. Anyone wants to ask Group 5 any questions on their proposed development?
I have a question regarding the Bumiputra discount. Isn't it supposed to be 7% minimum? Or is there another?
Actually, in the guideline, as we read the guideline, doesn't mention about the percent of the discount, but the allocation of the Bumiputra allocation is 30%. But for the promotion itself, it depends on the developer. So as we conclude to put at the 5%.
Oh, it's not decided by the state, is it?
No. It depends on the developer itself. Only the state only stated that the allocation for the Bumiputra itself. Bumiputra allocation, Bumiputra discount, 30%.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, so where is that source that you get that only the state government will decide on the percentage of units to be offered Bumiputra discount, but the discount is up to the developer? Is it mentioned anywhere? Maybe that could help Lavinia to answer her question on this.
I check back. Yeah, according to the Majlis Bandaraya, MBSA, 30% of all housing and commercial unit must be allocated for Bumiputra quotas. So the discount itself, it depends on the developer. But the allocated the quotas for Bumiputra is according to the city council, usually at 30%. And also according to the MBSA. You can check at the Majlis Bandaraya Shah Alam guideline planning.
Okay, so does that answer your question, Lavinia?
Do they mention it's up to the developer?
Yeah, actually they don't mention it's
Okay. Alright.
depends on the developer, but also in the book, in the guideline, they didn't mention how much discount. So yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so any other question? Anyone else wants to ask questions to this group? Set it up. I think Lavinia posed a good question also on the Bumiputra quota. And just to let you know, Bumiputra quota is not the only quota that developers has to adhere to. Some other states actually has to, some certain states gave out political quotas as well.
Yeah.
So, right, but it's a hush-hush quota, so it's complicated in this property development world in Malaysia. So I have, can I see your slides again in terms of your calculation?
Wait,
And while you open up your presentation again, I have a question on the restriction of interest. Your all four lands has restriction of interest whereby you need permission from pihak berkuasa negeri. So do you know why that it was restricted in that sense?
Because of our land is near to the kawasan tadahan air. As you can wait. Okay. As you can see, here are the place for the kawasan takungan air.
Okay.
So that's why our land cannot build more than 10 units per acre.
I see.
Yeah.
Cannot build more than 10 units per acre.
Yeah.
So how many units are proposed in the development?
Total of our
110.
120 actually, including with shop lot.
So it's you cannot build more than 10 units on 1 acre of land, is it?
Yeah.
So your total acreage for the land size is
14.21103 acres.
Okay. So any other special process that you have to go through in order to get the approval from TBN, Pihak Berkuasa Negeri? TBN?
Actually no, it just we need to follow the guideline planning for the from the MBSA, which is I mentioned, which is not more than 10 units per acre. That's it.
I see. So since it's a kawasan tadahan air, or in English, what's it called? Water reserve, water reservoir, water reserve area, water catchment area. What is the term? Apa term dia? Kawasan tadahan air.
Tadahan air in English.
It's something like water reserve area, lah kan?
Yeah.
Okay. Reservoir. It's reservoir. Okay, so water reservoir. So in your SWOT, there's no mention on this, being on this, the land is situated near to a water reservoir. So is there any implication of the water reservoir towards the residential area that you're proposing?
Can you repeat again?
Can. Okay, cuba buka SWOT punya slide. Oh, dah terlepas. Belum. I think it's in orange.
Bawah
Ini
kan?
ada gambar bateri. Oh, lagi. So, ada gambar bateri. Kan?
Okay.
The SWOT. Ni is it this one? Okay. So you have 2 SWOT analysis or just one? One je kan? There's only one SWOT, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So your SWOT doesn't really mention anything about the water reservoir. So do you think that the water reservoir is going to implicate your proposed development?
I don't think so. Okay, wait. Maybe it's our mistake, not mentioned in the weakness, because as for our land is 14.21103 acre, which is we can build more than what we propose. But then the implication is just that we couldn't get more profit from it lah. But in terms of the strength is we give our customer, our client, we give our customer or client with more green area, green space. As you can see at our development, our layout plan, which here as you can see here, there's a lot of green space. So, and as our concept itself is urban green living. Yeah. Only the implication to the buyers, I don't think it have negative impact to them. You see, it actually gives them more privacy.
Oh, okay.
Not-
so it's
not-
not a threat to
What?
no. Is it does it pose a threat to the proposed development?
No. I don't think so. Yeah.
Okay. So tengok balik your calculation. Before that, I was wondering why did you have to do the comparison method? Was it for?
Comparison
Okay,
method.
Afiq presented, yeah. So I think it's that one, this one. So what is the purpose behind this comparison method? Anyone wants to answer this? Why?
Actually, for our understanding is to get the cross check for the residual method.
Okay.
Yeah.
Residual method for the land value, is it?
Yeah. For the land value, as our land value using the comparison method is 26,241,000, and for the residual method is 26,760,000.
So the reason why you did the valuation, is it the purpose for sale? Are you buying the land as a developer? I mean, for a developer.
Yeah, we bought it from the previous apa?
Previous owner. You bought it from the owner. So
Yeah.
that's why in your calculation, you have the term loan as well, right?
Yes.
I think I saw it in there. Okay,
Yeah.
go back to your slides. Okay, so turun lagi. Wait, feasibility study. Things like the 56. Okay. WACC. Oh, naik atas dia. 57. Okay. Cash flow. You have land expenses. Okay. I don't really understand this term loan. Land expenses is 26 million. I'm assuming that's the sale price. And then you have term loan that's 70% of land cost, 5.8. So total loan is in a bracket 2.172 million. So what is this again?
Okay, look at the calculation. Sorry.
Alhamdulillah.
Keluar. Okay, yeah, for the term loan, as you can see, nak explain
Mana nak explain? Because I tak tahu benda tu. Anyone else wants to explain? There are 4 other group members in the group. Kenapa Afiq senyum je tapi tak jawab?
Saya terpegun dengan soalan tu.
Dah. Korang yang tulis dalam slide tu. I tanya je. Afiq, what's your IRR again? 27%. 27%. So you break even the second, sampai second year pun dah break even. Does this mean that you sell the houses before before it's completed? Yeah.
Yeah. We actually start selling year 1, year 2. In the same time, we build it at year 1 and year 2.
Okay. Okay, still waiting for the answer for term loan. Kalau you tengok you punya revenue kan, type A, type A, RS1 type A ada 5 units je. So is it like a landed?
No, apartment.
Apartment 5 unit berapa tingkat je ni?
Actually, in block 1 consists of A, B, C. So,
Okay.
berapa tingkat first? Lupa.
Sekejap. Ada, kau tak, yang saya ingat tak, saya
45. Oh, 3 tingkat.
3 tingkat. So 5 unit, 1.
yes, 3.
Yeah, 3 tingkat. Because of in our area from
Maximum 5 ni.
who based on the Rumah Selangor guideline, we cannot build landed type. We need to build an apartment. So the maximum height for the building is 5 floor. So yeah, from the
Kalau 5
here,
floor, okay.
from the proposed, we just built 3 floor, 3 levels for each block.
3 levels for each block means there's 5 units each block.
Yeah.
700 square feet. So it's small lah, very small.
Yeah, this is the guideline from.
Itu yang dalam requirement.
Sini. Okay. So I'm still waiting for the answer. Ada jawapan tak ni?
I don't think so, doctor.
You don't think so? But you guys wrote it kan, so must be a reason. Kenapa? Kan?
Doctor, can you repeat the question?
The question is, kalau you tengok your,
tu.
cuba you go back to the slide, Faikma. Yang tadi tu, the one previous slide on the term tu. Okay, you tengok ni you have cash inflow and cash outflow. And your land expenses is 26 million, 26.98 million. And then there's an arrow that says term loan, 70% of land cost plus 5.8% rate. Total loan in bracket 2.172 million. That my question is, what is this 2.172 million? Tu je. So I want to know, what is this term total loan? What is this figure in this bracket? What does it mean? Like even your bridging loan is for both building and also infra, okay? And you only take 40% plus 40% building and infra cost at 7% interest rate. Total loan is 4.273. So what is this basically what is these two figures in bracket? That's my question.
Betul.
Yeah.
Betul. Okay.
For the
Terus
term
kalian.
loan, it's for, sebab kita beli, so we purchase the land. So the term loan is the loan that we loan from bank.
For the land. For purchasing the land.
For purchasing the land.
And bridging loan is for the construction.
Okay, I understand that, but what is this figure? What is this figure in the bracket? What does it represent? What is it for? What is this? Takkan total loan dia 2.172 million tak? Kan? Adakah internet I slow? Tu memang tak ada orang cakap. Tak ada orang cakap, okay. So, soalan I ialah this total loan. In this bracket, what is this figure?
Total loan ada tu. That two, the bracket one, 2172.
Is the total loan amount? That's not possible because the loan amount for the land expenses is 26 million. So takkan loan you 2.17. Dah lah 70% of 26 million is obviously not 2 million. So it doesn't, I don't know what is this for. Sebab tu dah saya tanya. Innocent je soalan saya ni, nak tahu benda ni je. What is this? Sebab you wrote total loan. And then bila you read back the cash flow, you go, oh 26 million. So apa dia total loan 2.17? Kan?
Okay,
So,
loan and then the 2.1 is the apa tu? Interest, tak total interest.
So it's the interest rate that you have to pay because you ambil loan for the land.
Yes, that's the word.
Okay. What is the land value? What is that land price that you buy it? Berapa jumlah dia? The cost of land is how much?
Wait.
26, right?
26?
I think 26. Is it right? 26?
Okay, so 26,988, 26.988 million is the land price that you buy.
Yeah.
So is it plus 2.17 million of your total interest rate? Or 26 million is already inclusive of the interest rate?
Plus.
Dah confused sekali.
Dah complete.
Cuba buka slide.
Afiq hanya mampu tersenyum sahaja.
Saya nervous ni.
Awas macam bagus. Okay, macam ni. Go back to your land value. You buat valuation tadi. What is the value? Let's take that as the sale price. Mana tadi? You yang Afiq present tadi? Atas ni
26.
Okay, 26.241. Is this the land value? This is the purchase price? Adakah ini purchase price?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes?
this is the purchase price.
So that's not possible then. Kalau plus 2.17 million with interest rate will be your cost, right? Because when you go back your land expenses tadi, it's 26.988 million. So how you nak cakap it's inclusive of the interest rate yang you kira 2.17 tu? You faham tak logik I sekarang ni?
Faham.
Kan? Faham kan? Itulah persoalan I. Because if your answer is, oh no, it's not inclusive yet, then I will ask you, where is this interest rate now yang you kira? Itu je. So is it like included in a different type of cost? Or you kira saja-saja? But why you kira saja-saja kan? Betul tak? There has to be a reason why.
Betul.
So is it included somewhere else in the cost?
Based on the calculation from the Excel, it's not included.
Oh, then kenapa you kira?
I don't know.
You don't know? Oh, you.
Maybe just additional info.
Well, but not needed.
Okay.
Then dia dah confusekan semua orang.
Okay, I should delete it.
Yeah. So if it, is it in your report as well?
Yeah.
It has to be, right?
Yeah, I put in the report also.
But it has no explanation. Wow, berat ni. Okay. So now I want you to go back to your report and look back at this.
Okay.
Okay, and try to recalculate balik lah kot. Alright. So I don't think I'm gonna hold you guys anymore because we have another group presenting. So thank you, group 5. Well done. I think your presentation is holistic, I would say. You give a good explanation why it was convincing, and then with the whole development project, etc. So good expectation from 5 members in a group. So well done. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor.
All right. So last group is group 6. You guys ready? Oh, group League 1. Patut dia tak ada soalan hari ni. Oh, Gaminyao. Did I choose you guys to be in the same group, or was it you guys choose the group this time? Aku dah lupa.
No, Destiny yang buat kita dalam
Oh,
group.
gitu. Destiny
Yeah.
Okay, who else is in your group? Minyao, League 1 lagi?
Ain'ni and Wahida.
Ain'ni and Wahida.
Yeah.
My
You can see us, right?
not working.
Yep. Whose mic is not working? Okay aja? Ain'ni ke? Siapa
Testing,
punya mic
testing.
yang not
Kamera
working?
saya tak boleh working. Tapi dah boleh keluar kot, dah nampak kan?
Oh, I nampak gambar you. Tapi tak gerak.
Rasa
Tapi
internet
okay.
issue. Internet issue.
Oh. Okay. So whenever you guys are ready. Sorry?
Sekejap. Ain'ni dan Wahida nanti korang sangkut you tolong tutupkan video lah, tak apa punya.
Baik.
Kalau takut mereka cakap tak dengar. Okay, so can everyone see my screen right?
Yes. Unicorn. Yep. See it.
So, can we start?
Yep, you can start.
Good. So we are the last group for presentation today. So good afternoon, Total Surveyor Zafira, and we are here to present a development proposal as well as a financial appraisal for development. So I'm Nilek Kwan, and here's my fellow group member, Lee Min Yao, Nora Ain'ni, and Nor Wahida. So without further introduce, we Unicorn Sandiam Berhad, we has been appointed by Jason Reardon Sandiam Berhad, a developer, to propose a feasible development and to prepare a development proposal on a piece of 12.5 acres of land, which currently comprises of 169 existing residential lots. So this piece of land is located in section 46, which is normally known as Gyeongnam area within the Chowkit and under Bandar Kuala Lumpur, District of Kuala Lumpur, and Federal Territory of Kuala Lumpur. So moving next, so this is the shape of our proposed site, and as you can see, it's irregular. So this is some site view, the current existing building condition of our proposed site. So as you can see, the building has some age already, and then most of them are 40 years old or more than that. So that is one of the reasons why this area is also being classified by DBKL as a redevelopment area. So moving next, the surrounding map as well as the accessibility. So from here, you can see that the middle one is actually our subject property. So you can see that our subject property is surrounded by a lot of amenities, which is already well developed and finished one. So such as education institution, some even the WCT KL, World Trade Center, PWTC normally formerly known as Samway Putra, as well as redevelopment area of Kampong Baru, and some healthcare institution, as well as a public transportation. So the things we show inside this surrounding maps is only part of the existing amenities. There are further much more than that. So from here, we can conclude that actually our proposed site is actually located within a well-developed and mature neighborhood. Moving next, through our preliminary assessment on the proposed site, we have conducted in 1st April 2021 using the comparison methods. The market value of 169 lots, the residential lots, is actually possess a value of 142 million and 100,000 ringgit Malaysia. So in terms of demographic study for the Kuala Lumpur areas, so the source is get from the Department of Statistics Malaysia, which show that the Kuala Lumpur having a population of 1.7 million. As for the household income and household size reside within the Kuala Lumpur area, their household income recorded in 2020, their median income is about 10k ringgit Malaysia, while their mean income is about 13k ringgit Malaysia. As for the number and size of households, the current number household recorded is around 550,000, and the average size household is 3.3%. So the property market study. So So through our own analysis on the demand and supply for the residential units, we have compared the differences between the current household, which like I said just now, 552.7 thousand, and we compare it with the total supply of the residential units, which comprises of existing, incoming, as well as the planned supply. So from here, you can actually see that the supply of the residential unit is in excess by about 50,000 like that. However, the demand of the residential unit is expected to increase because of the population of Kuala Lumpur will be increasing year by year, as well as the smaller form of household size because of the minimalist, as well as the society burden, which less people going to form family. And other than that, not to mention a lot of mega project going on around the Kuala Lumpur area, which is such as Bandar Malaysia, TRX area, and not to mention the nearby one, the redevelopment of Kampong Baru. So the market status of the commercial property, we show that the shop and service apartment is in overhang, while the shopping complex and proposed view office both having an occupancy rate of less than 90%. So this suggests us not to build more on the shopping complex as well as the proposed view office. As for the competitor study, we have conducted around our locality. So first and foremost, the residential competitor. From here, the most important thing we can see that the analysis of price per square feet we have conducted is ranged from about 400 ringgit Malaysia per square feet up to 1,000 ringgit Malaysia per square feet. And the other one is commercial competitor, which show that the lowest one is around 2K ringgit per square feet and the higher one is about 3,000 per square feet. So moving next, I will pass the floor to Nur Wahida. Can you guys hear what Wahida says?
No. Wahida tak dengar.
Hold on, give us a few seconds. PM bunyi problem.
Boleh dengar tak?
Yes, boleh.
Okay.
Bagus, loud and clear. You can continue.
Okay, for planning consideration and requirement, our zoning is under mixed-use development and the total land area is 12.5 acres. The requirement for open space is 10%. For plain area, they require 60% of the total land area after deduct the area for open space. In this development, the allowable floor area is 4,356,000 square feet. The minimum 60% is required for residential component and 40% is required for commercial component. Next, for mode of development, the mode of development of the proposal is outright purchase. Sell then build concept is used in this proposed development project. For proposed development, this is our logo for our development, which is the Penrose, and the Touch the Sky is the slogan for our development. For development concept, it is designed to assist first and second home buyers in owning their dream residence. We provide a luxury world-class experience to the resident and they can enjoy and experience the facilities provided like Touching the Sky. Touch the Sky enables the medium income group to experience the similar condition as the rich high-end development. For space allocation, according to planning guideline, the space allocation for open space is minimum 10%. Our final layout plan allocation is 28.4%. For mixed-use development, the maximum space required is 60% and we only use 46%, which is adhered to planning guideline. There is no requirement in the planning guideline for infrastructure, so we allocate 25.6% for infrastructure. As I mentioned earlier, the minimum 60% required for residential component and maximum 40% required for commercial component, which allocate in the planning guideline. So, in the final layout plan, we allocate 87.5% for residential and 12.5% for commercial. The requirement for unit size of service apartment, which is according to small and normal unit. For our development, we decide to develop 100% for normal unit, which is allowable by the planning guideline. For the commercial, Our minimum lot size is 22.9 square feet times 65.6 square feet, which is adhered to the planning guideline, and only 2 levels for our development. And for type of building, the required terrace shop lot, and each row must not exceed 16 shops, and we only allocate 10 units per row, which indicate that we are adhering to the planning guideline for the commercial. For composition of development component, we will construct 4 towers, which comprise of Tower Astar, Belton, Chas, and Dexon. Our service apartment consists of normal service apartment and dual key concept. For Astar and Belton, we will construct 2 types of layout. One provides 3 rooms and another one provides 2 rooms. This is the layout for type A and type B. Type A is suitable for larger household size family, while type B is suitable for homeowner who prefer simple living lifestyle. For Chas, we will provide 1 and 2 rooms type. For this type, so this is the layout plan for type C1 and type C2. And for this type, it is suitable for smaller household size family, newly married, or single professional that work nearby. For Dexon, we will construct D1 for dual key concept and D2 for normal service apartment. This is the layout plan for type D1 and type D2. And the total residential component for our development is 2,021 units. For commercial units, we will provide 4 types, which is different in size. The size is range from 1,500 square feet up to 2,400 square feet. This is the photo for our commercial shop lot, which consists of pedestrian walkways. And the total commercial component that we will construct is 128 units. For facilities and landscape, it is located at podium level or level 6, and the facilities provide such as gymnasium, herbs garden, playground, water splash, BBQ area, pedestrian walkways, and security. In terms of security, the Penrose provide the 6-tier security system starting from guardhouse, car park, and lift. For development plan, this is the layout plan for our ground floor. Starting from the left top corner, there is infrastructure area, which consists of M&E room, water tank room, and disposal room. The blue color is shop lot, and the brown color is pedestrian walkways. The grey color that includes our building is road. Starting from level 3 to level 5 will be our car park. As you can see, the area that being enclosed by the red dot is our lobby that connect to podium level and only can be accessed by the residents. This is the layout for podium floor. The grey color that enclosed by the red dot is our lobby, which I mentioned before. The resident can access to the ground floor. Orange color is Tower Dexon, purple color is Tower Chas, and at the bottom in green color is Tower Astar, and the red color is Tower Belton. Yellow color is Clubhouse. Our clubhouse comes with ample facilities such as multipurpose hall, children playground, and cafeteria. For your information, there is sky facilities on top of Tower Chas and Tower Dexon, such as sky pool, sky gym, sky dining, karaoke room, and sport lounge, and only can be accessed by the resident in this respective tower. Next, I will pass to Ain'ni.
Thank you, Wahida. Can you all hear me? Okay, so now I will explain SWOT analysis for this development. In terms of strength, this development has a medium land area which it enables us to develop to its highest and best use. Besides, it provides more open space for a greenery and a healthier environment to enjoy. Other than that, this development has a good investment opportunity because of its strategic location and the amenities provided by the developer and the city council itself. For example, this development situated among a busy commercial area and it has an excellent access with public transport such as GoKL buses, LRT, Grab and so on. Lastly, in this development personifies ensures the ultimate sky living within a sustainable environment. In terms of weakness, this development has a few weaknesses such as the traffic flow. Everyone knows that Chowkit and the nearby area have a very bad traffic and cause a traffic jam. However, for this development, we had planned a smoother traffic by providing more lane to ease the traffic flow. Next, this development located at a busy district, hence noise pollution will be likely to be happen. Lastly, because Chowkit is a rundown area and it also has been marked by the City Council as a revitalization area, it might not give a pleasant view to the residents. In short, residents might experience an eyesore view because of the existing old buildings around the development. Next. In terms of opportunity, this development has demand for medium cost housing, and we promise a green and skyscrapers concept of development, which it is a trend in any development nowadays that will likely attract buyers and investors. Lastly, trade for this development, it is involve a time constraint because redevelopment process itself is very lengthy and involve a lot of stakeholders. Moving next. I will explain the marketing strategy. For marketing positioning, we propose that the project to be positioned as quality service apartment at a reasonable price among the middle income group in the vicinity. The proposed selling price per square feet is lower than competitive project. Furthermore, we are offering a lot of facilities that have been explained by Wahida just now that can be enjoyed by the residents. So these facilities and services provided aims to attract and catch buyers' attention. So the target market for this development are those Malaysian, non-Malaysian residents, buyers from different races, government servants, private sector employer, a bachelor, young married couple, and also investor. So moving next, for marketing mix, we want to highlight that we allowed a few promotions such as Bumiputra discount, free management fee package, referral fee, and free legal fees. Then as for marketing plan, we conducted a normal marketing program, digital marketing program, traditional marketing program, and public relation marketing program. However, to get a wider engagement, we will focus more on the social media marketing as it is the best marketing tool at this moment where we can see a new norm when everyone is done shopping through their mobile phone. And even property viewing nowadays was conducted virtually due to the restriction made by the authority. Moving next, I will explain other development costs. So, in the other development costs, it divided in three main stages, which are pre-construction, during construction, and post-construction. For pre-construction stage, it's cover the contribution and compliance costs and other fees. The land conversion premium rate was obtained from Federal Territory of Kuala Lumpur Land Rules 1985, where we need to convert the express condition for residential to mixed development. Therefore, we will incur a cost of 10% of land value before the conversion. The land value is obtained from the preliminary assessment of market value that has been explained by Newly Guan just now. So we also impose other fees such as building plan fees, planning approval fees, surrender and realienation fees, survey fees, and etc. So all the fees are obtained from the DBKL One Stop Center, PTG Kuala Lumpur, and licensed land surveyor regulation. So and then other fee involved in this development are demolition preparation, demolition fees. Because we are proposing a redevelopment, hence we need to demolish the existing old building first before start constructing. And then for compensation for owners, for all the 169 landowners on the proposed site, they had agreed to surrender their land for us to redevelop for free. But in return, they will receive 1 unit on Asta or Belton as the compensation. So the compensation unit will be for only type A and type B unit, which costs around 834,000 per unit for each of them. So for during construction stage, The cost involved here is professional consultant fees, which each of the professional fees was obtained from their relevant act and rules. And then we also have project management expenses, infrastructure costs and facility costs. So the infrastructure cost, facility cost and building cost rate was obtained from ACADIS, which is the Construction Cost Handbook of Malaysia in 2020. And then as for finance fee, we applied term loan of interest rate of 6% for 1 year, and the amount of 50% of the total cost is in pre-construction stage. For the bridging finance, we applied interest rate of 7% for 2 years, and the amount of bridging finance is 30% of the construction cost, which cover the building cost, infrastructure cost and facility cost. Next, for sales and marketing fees, we adopted 3% of the GDV. Then for other expenses cover contingency allowances and preliminary work, which both will eat up 5% of the construction cost. So lastly, for post-construction costs, as I mentioned before, we have a promotion for legal fees. Hence, in this case, we will cover the legal fees here, and the rate was obtained from solicitor remuneration order. And lastly, this is the summary. Moving now. Okay, so this is the summary of other development costs for our development, which bring the total of 685 million. Then I will pass the presentation to Liminia to continue.
So thank you, Ain'ni. So now I will be explaining about the feasibility studies. So first, I will start with the development timeline first. So the development period for this proposed development is 6 years, where we won't have any development for the first year. For the first year will be solely used for the preparation for the site. And then starting from year 2 only, we will start the construction and launch the sale at the same time. And the construction is expected to be completed by year 4. And then we also expected to fully sold the unit in year 4 as well, where the estimate sales for year 2 is 40%, and then for year 3 is 45%, and finally 15% for year 4. As for year 5 and year 6, these are the defect liability period of the proposed development. So the cash inflow of this proposed development is based on the progressive payment as stipulated in the Schedule H of the Housing Development Act. So for example, looking at year 2, upon signing the SPA, we will receive a 10% of deposit from our purchaser, and then we also expected to complete the construction of the foundation and sewage work. This will give us a progressive payment of 25% in year 2. And then moving on to year 3, these are the elements that we are expected to fully constructed, which will give us a total progressive payment of 40% for the units that we sold in year 2. As for the unit that we sold in year 3, we will have a 65% of the progressive payment. This is because we need to add back 40% and add back to the 25% that we have completed in the year 2. The same method will be used to calculate for the progressive payment in year 4. As for year 5 and year 6, the remaining 5% of the progressive payment will be paid after the defect liability period, which is 2.5% for each year. Okay, moving on to the cash outflow for this development. So as I mentioned that first year we won't have any construction and will be used for the preparation of the site. So all of the pre-construction costs will be fully paid in first year, and during construction costs will be paid separately based on the ratio stipulated in here, and will be paid for from year 2 to year 4, since that is our construction period. And then, for example, like looking at the building costs, for second year, we will pay 40% of it, and then year 3, 40%, and then for year 4, 20%. As for the post-construction costs, will only be paid in year 5, which is after the building to be fully constructed. Moving on next. So for this cash flow analysis, so first I will explaining about the units first. As mentioned before, that we're actually proposing 430 units for type A and type B layout. However, as you can see here, the number of units here is less than 430. This is because we have compensated a few units to the 169 landowners. We have compensated 85 type A units and 84 Type B units. And then moving on to the cash flow here. So as I mentioned that for year one, we won't have any revenue, so that the revenue for first year will be 0, and we will have starting to receive revenue starting from year 2 when we launch the sales. So the number here is calculated using the total number of units multiply with the estimate sales in the development timeline, which is 40% for year 2. And then we'll multiply with the price per unit. We will obtain the total revenue that we're supposed to receive in year 2. However, due to the progressive payment, due to Schedule H, we need to receive it based on the progressive payment. So we will receive 25% for year 2 based on the development timeline. The calculation for the rest of the years will be the same. And then this will give us a total gross revenue of 1.87 billion. And then we will less with the discount that we provided in this proposed development, which is the early bird discount and then also the Bumi Putera discount. We allocate a 10% discount for the 10% of the residential units for early bird discount. And then for Bumi Putera discount, this is based on the guideline that we are obtained. For Kuala Lumpur, we need to allocate a 5% discount for the residential and commercial units and an allocation of 30% of each of the types. And then we less the total discount from the total gross revenue, we will obtain our GDV at 1.83 billion. And then moving on to GDC. So the GDC here, as I mentioned, that our construction will only occur in year 2, year 3, and year 4. So these are the construction costs that we will incur in here. It is calculated using the total number of units multiply with the construction cost per unit, and then we multiply with the cash outflow for building costs that we expected to be paid based on the development timeline. Like for example, for year 2 is 40%, like I mentioned just now. And then the rest of the calculation will be follow the same ratio that we stipulated in the development timeline using the same methods. And then this will give us a total GDC of 1.06 billion. After we less the GDV with the GDC, we will have a profit of 770 million. And then we will discounted this value using a discount rate based on the WACC. So the WACC calculation is shown in here. We have a total 254 million of equity, and then the rest of the capital is funded using debt, which is the term loan and the bridging finance. And then the cost of equity for this proposed development is 10%. And then the cost of debt is based on the interest rate of the respective financial instruments. Upon calculate, this will give us a WACC of 7.88%. And then after we discounted back the value, the NPV we obtain is 309 million. And then this will give us an internal rate of return of 17%. So looking at the break-even point graph, as you can see that we will have a positive cash flow in between 3rd year and 4th year. As I mentioned that we will only start to launch the sale in 2nd year. So we will obtain a positive cash flow in 3rd year, which is the 2nd year when we launch the sale. This project is considered to be viable and feasible. Therefore, I will say that this project is feasible to be carried out. Next, I will be passed to Ain'ni to continue with the residual method.
So thank you, Min Yao. Now I will explain the residual method. So the gross revenue is obtained from the revenue of service apartments and commercial lots, which bring the total of 2 billion. Then 10% of residential units will receive a 10% early bird discount. Meanwhile, for Bumi Putra allocation is 30% for both residential and commercial unit with a discount of 5%. Then the gross development value is calculated after deducted all the discount given to arrive at 1.9 billion. Next, for the gross development costs consists of building costs, infrastructure and facility costs, other development costs, and developers' profit. All the construction costs are prescribed in the cash flow analysis that had been explained just now. For developer profit of this project is 15% of the GDV due to the current market condition. Thus, the GDC is 1.4 billion. Then lastly, the residual land value obtained is by deducting from GDC, the GDC from the GDV. Then the residual value is discounted based on the rate of WACC, which is 7.88% for 3 years to establish the capital value of the proposed site. Hence, the capital value for the proposed site is say at 376 million. Then finally, we can see that the land value for this site has increased for 165% after the redevelopment kickoff. That's all from us. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, group 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Thank you, group 6. So any question from the class? I'll open up to the class first. This is an interesting development, right? Because it's a redevelopment. So any question from the class? Tak ada soalan? Tak ada soalan? Okay. So thank you, group 4, 5, 6. Okay. Well done. I think it's a good explanation also, and it's good that you choose a redevelopment so that we can learn. I mean, you can share your experience with conducting this development proposal report for a redevelopment. So there are many points that I hope you guys are all focused on, like how they have explained what are the requirements for redevelopments and so forth. So my question first is, your first year is for site clearance. Do you need development planning? Do you need planning permission in order to do site clearance?
Yes, we need planning permission to do that.
Okay, so you will get your planning permission from year 1. So once you get planning permission, it's considered that you have started the development itself, right? Betul?
Yes.
Yes, okay. So therefore, the total amount of years for the development to complete is how many years for your project?
For the construction to be complete is year 4.
So would you say the development period is for 4 years? Betul?
3 years.
Betul kan? So your development period is 4 years, bukan 3 years. Kan?
Like that, because we only start constructed in the 2nd year. Since that we are doing redevelopment, so demolition do need some time to do that.
Right. So is there any guidelines on planning permission given for redevelopment? Any difference with if you have like a vacant land and if you have something on the land? Is there any difference in terms of giving out the planning permission?
Actually, no difference. Not much different. The thing is like normally the vacant land is already with the developer itself, but in the case of redevelopment, which means we need to experience the process of what we say is acquisition. But assuming the acquisition process is very smooth, so all we need to do is we surrender back the title back to the Rumah Persekutuan, the PDG of the PDG of the KL, and then he will issue a new title back to us. So after that, then we will develop as usual, and then we subdivide it again, and then to become a strata title like most of the development for the vacant land. So actually not much difference, but just different in terms of the process as well as the handling and some costs.
So are the costs included in your calculation?
Yes, like just now Ain'ni and Minya got say. So sorry for the sound. So the owner of the 160 not agreed to surrender their rent to us. So in return, we are not going to give them a monetary compensation, but we were going to give them a new service apartment, which means like we use one house to buy their current land, like to acquire their land. So that is why just now Mingyang mentioned that even though our units can be sold is actually 430, but you can see here the cash flow analysis is much more lesser than that because the compensation to the owner. Yeah.
The compensation in terms of giving them a unit, right?
Yeah. In turn, giving a new unit once the complete.
Oh, okay. So what is the idea behind the name Penrose for the development?
Oh, because like most of the development right now, right, as you can see, the Eco World, the Gamuda, they are doing a huge township development, which like they give you, they always say that you can experience work lifestyle balance. Okay, in the city center area, obviously there's not gonna to have a maybe 500 acre or 500 hectare of lands for us to do so. So to give and take, so we give them the experience not touching the environment, not touching the greenery. We give them experience to touching the sky. So this is what the manner of Penrose. The rose means actually the rice. So the pen is actually like the penthouse. If doctor you are familiar with K-drama, there's one drama known as the Penthouse. So which talk about the lifestyle of a luxury family. So if you have time, can see. So this is why we combine the things. So this, yeah, the slogan as well as our logo, the Penrose.
Oh, kenapa tak pen rice?
Tak boleh, rose lebih baik. Because, because rose, if we look at the single word, the rose symbolize the flower, right? So it's actually very beautiful and how to say, like only when you give your loved one, you only give rose ma. So if you rice, the standard already become low already. So we use pen rose instead of pen rice. So actually there's a lot of meaning behind the design. So it takes a lot of time to explain, yeah.
Oh, okay. So the reason why I'm asking is because when SWOT analysis was presented, you mentioned that childcare is not that attractive in terms of view, right? That was presented, right? I think Ain'ni presented this just now. That's like one of the things that you have to overcome. So with this Penrose development, how would you say that it's going to be a success in terms of making sure it's not an eyesore?
Because this we are building it. Minya, you go first.
And you. So like as mentioned by Wanda just now that our podium will be at level 6. So and the residential units will only be constructed after the unit 6. So like we are going very high. In this case, the surrounding height of the building is I think maximum also at level 6 only, so that we are actually higher than them. So in this case, they will like blocked by the view of the existing building in that area.
Okay. Ain'ni wants to say something?
Saya nak cakap benda yang sama dengan Minya cakap tadi. Because the tower itself, dia dah tinggi. So dia dah lepas dengan yang existing building tu, diorang much more lower than the tower yang kita akan bina lah.
Oh, okay. So hence it's going to be less of an eyesore. Is it?
Yeah, because the eyesore issue is because of the existing units at the lower level beside or opposite the road. But like just now Minya and Ain'ni say we already built above the height, the neighboring building height. Like, so there's an issue. Yeah.
Okay. So I have no other further question. I think you did well. Wait, ada orang chat ke? Fazlina tanya, why no need build affordable housing?
Oh, anyone want to answer? Wahida or Mingyao? Oh, never mind, I answer. Okay. The reason why we didn't do the affordable housing is actually we do ask the local authority regarding this issue. Hold on. So actually, like here mentioned is zoning and mixed use. So the day we consult with the city planning department. So I asked them about the KL is the Rumah Week program, rumah wilayah persekutuan. But there, the officer said that for the mixed use development, the mixed use zoning, it's not allowed for us to do the affordable housing, because the affordable housing has their own zoning one. So in this case, we are not allowed to do the rumah WIM lah. So we cannot only provide the normal service apartment lah. So that's the reason why we couldn't provide affordable housing.
Like for Kuala Lumpur, they have special zone for affordable housing. We cannot simply to propose build affordable housing in any other zoning. They have specific zoning for that.
I see. Okay, that's interesting. I think it's similar to Rumah Sangguku as well, right? They have their own zones as well. So I'm sure DBKL has their own zones as well. So does that answer your question, Fazlina? Oh, I see. Okay. So I'm assuming first, yeah. See, there are many things that you can learn from your friend's presentation. Okay, so that's why it's good to focus so that we learn with this time that we have since we're at home. Then, okay. So is there any more questions from the class? I don't have any more questions. I think you guys did well. Now I understand why you explained the valuation part first, right? Because you need to consider that in terms of the whole proposed development. So that's good. So thank you, Group 6. Well done. That was a good share. Thank you to all of you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so I'm just gonna wrap up just a bit. Basically, we have Group 4, 5, and 6 today. 3 different projects, right? It's like Group 4 did Apar and did the residential, and Group 5 did Shah Alam, U50. And also we have Group 6 who did redevelopment. So it's 3 different development with 3 different experiences and very good sharing also with your classmates. Okay, so I hope you can do whatever amendments you think that fits. I don't really have any major amendments for the groups today. I think Group 5 tadi I mentioned about the term loan, but Group 4 and 6 I think should be okay. Yeah, Faikma?
No, actually the term loan we are not include in the calculation.
Okay. So
Both
it's not in the report as
and
well?
Excel. So yeah,
So you
want to show.
Okay. So that's good. So basically, I don't think there's many. There's no amendments, I would say, for these 3 groups. So well done. Thank you for your presentation, and I'm going to see you guys next week on Monday for ethics, and I'm seeing you guys again on Wednesday for the 7, 8, 9, right? 7, 8, 9. Okay.
Doctor,
so yes, are you?
Can we submit in the spectrum if we have amendment?
Yes, you can. I actually opened up the spectrum until I